Okay, so here's Lightroom. So it's open, and I want to just bring your attention to a few basic features. Bottom line is libraries like the organizing part. Okay, and we're going to start there. Develop is where you do a lot of fast editing. I'm going to show you some tricks. At first it will not be fast. At first it will be slow. But eventually when you get used to it, it gets really useful and fast. You can map where the pictures were taken. I'm not going to go into that in this course. You can make a book with your pictures. You can make slideshows that you can export as movies. And of course print, which is what we're going to probably focus on. And this web module is a little bit outdated, and hopefully will be updated in Lightroom 5, which is coming out soon. Okay, so I'm going to start by plugging my photos in. Okay, so I just plugged them into my computer. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to click import. Guys, you paying attention over there? I don't want to explain this 10 times. So you're going to wait for your, and on these older PCs it takes a little while for the SD card to show up, but when it does I will click on that source. But while I'm waiting for this is where it's critical. What do I want to do with the file as it comes in? So during import, see, if it thinks I'm taking it from a D drive, it doesn't give me very many options. So I'm going to click over here. So here's all my photos, and I have to pick a destination. I'm used to looking at my desktop here. It's kind of you can rename. Here's some pretty neat features, because maybe you don't like having your files come in. Pick a custom name. Okay, this is really useful. So I'm going to call them Prezi photos. Okay. So when they come in, it'll call it Prezi photo 1, 2, 3, 4. So in other words, it names it after the photo shoot. Instead of having the date, which means very little to anybody, you have it coming in as this. I want to select my destination. Apply during import. I'm going to show you guys how to add metadata. You can select a filter, which we're not going to go there for now. But metadata is really important, guys. If you're a photographer, you want to claim those photos as your own. You don't know this when you look at photos in a third-party software, but if I wanted to know, like, whose photo does this belong to? When I open it in Lightroom, all the details of that photo are there. It'll say who took it, what date, what camera it was taken with, what lens. And you know, as a photographer, you care a lot about that kind of stuff. You can't really change that metadata easily, okay? It takes its work. And most people who are kind of conning pictures basically don't know anything about metadata. But Lightroom keeps track of all that. I'm going to just scroll down. Destination. This is really important. Where do I want it to save my photos? In your case, send it to the D drive. Okay, I'm going to look D drive, Dubo, and I'm going to click import now. Okay, so it's bringing in all my pictures. Okay, some things that are really useful here. You're going to notice some similarities to Photoshop. Guys, I'm in the middle of a recording here, so pay attention, please. You have your histogram, which basically gives you all the light details, which we're going to talk a little bit more about this later on, or if not, if we don't get to it in this course, this is really critical for photo manipulation. So all my photos are over here, and they're normally on your computer screen. You're going to see more of those photos. I can change this by clicking over here, so seeing one photo at a time. Because right now what I'm going to do, my first step when I import my photos is decide which photos do I want to keep. Okay, and you're going to find out in Lightroom that there are many ways to decide. You can do this rating, like 4 stars, 5 stars, and so on, or rate it from 1 to 5. And there's a few more of them that you can go and get over here, color label, etc. I don't use any of those. I just pick and or delete pictures. Okay, pick is the P key. So if I click on the P key, it means I want to pick this picture. All right. Then I go to my next picture, and maybe I want to not keep this picture. So I want to delete it technically from my drive forever. I'm recommending this move. There's way more ways to handle files, but like rejected, okay? And those are the ones I use. Pick and reject. All right? Because what I want to do is pick my best photos out of my 163. I got 163 photos here, or wait a minute, sorry, apologies, 168. So I want to go through all of them and decide which ones are my best pictures. Because here's the secret that I found out. I've watched a lot of photographers and learned a lot by, you know, videos and you know, talking to photographers. Here's the secret that most photographers don't tell you. They actually take 500 pictures and then just pick the best 100 by using a program like Lightroom. So then you're like, oh my God, how did you get that photo? Well, what the photographer didn't tell you is he took photos 10 times. Like if you look over here, I'm sorry to pick on you, Ian. I know I picked on you when so here's a photo of Ian. Here's another one. And here's another one. And I might realize, you know what? This one's not working. This one's kind of cool. So I'm going to pick it. I'm going to pick it. And you're going to ask, well, why am I picking pictures? I'm getting ready to work and edit them. The next step, which we're not going to get to probably today, is the develop phase, okay? Which is where I'm going to start touching up my photos. For now, we don't need to worry about this. I'm going to continue picking my pictures and so on, but what I'm going to do now is I'm going to end this recording. I'm going to ask you to do the same. Import your photos, and I'm going to share the video with you guys so that you can watch it. But remember that you need to do a few things. Select so that you can rename your photos, and select your destination as the D drive. One thing I did not tell you about, a few things, is you can move these panels away when you're in the middle of picking pictures, because you know you want to see more of your picture so you get a better feel. Like now I really get a sense of that picture if I want to keep it or not. Another really cool thing to do, I turn off the lights, press the L key, so I actually see the picture. Okay, then I can click on, you know, I can click on the arrow, so I move through my pictures really quickly. So, you know, this is a reject. I'm going to X, go back here, X, go back here, X, X. None of these pictures I want to keep. They're not, I like this one, a pick. So I'm picking this, okay? This is the first phase. When I'm done all of this, I'm going to click Control Backspace. I'm just going to say it now. Control Backspace. What Control Backspace is going to do is delete all the pictures that I said rejected to, so they don't get kept on my D drive. Because here's the reality. Remember, I said a good photographer takes 200 to 300 pictures in a shoot normally. So that means he doesn't keep all of those. And some photographers might choose to do so, but for our sake, I'm teaching you guys to not keep them all because we don't have enough room on the D drive for this, okay? So I'm going to end this recording. I'm going to ask you to start importing your photos. If you didn't do a copy of your SD card, just when you're done with your SD card, pass it over to your partner, and I'm hoping it should work.